Yeah, it is visible.
Thank you very much. Good morning, all. Be blessed by divine. Today, topic is longevity. Everyone in the life has to lead the life happily for a longer time. Is it really possible? And is there any recommendation given by the Vedatri Maharishi? It's pretty much simple. If you want to go long life as per Vedatriyam, you have to be moderate in five. Maharishi says food, work, sleep, sexuality, and thoughts. This should be a limit and method without ignoring it, without exceeding it, and method should be harmony with the nature. If you live, you'll get a long life. As well as he's recommending Kayakalpa exercise for us for the being young for long. Uh, this topic everyone knows, but this particular content of this presentation is I want to research, is that really working, and how this kind of technique is working around the world. For this, I did some small research. I found some articles regarding the people who lives longer life in the world. Those places they are researched. Then they found what is the lifestyle they are making, and what is the kind of food they are eating. What could be the cause of problem? All those things. It's very much aligned with the Maharishi concept. That is where I'm trying to share the information now. This, as I said, that research has been done, and they found five places of this the places where the people are living more than 100 years. More people living in more than 100 years. That's called blue zones. The blue zones are the one is Icria, Greece, and Santria, Italy, and Lambo, Linda, California, and Nicoria Peninsula, Costa Rica, and last but not least, Okinawa in Japan. These places, people are living longer and more aged, more than 100 years. In particular, Okinawa was one is beating everyone. From the statistics, we can see uh, they found like out of 1 million people, almost 520 people are living more than 100 years of life, which is very much ahead of the close peers. And in some of the places, even a billion, 1 or 2% more than 100 years, it could be rare actually. But let's see what kind of food culture, what kind of culture they are doing it. Um, let's see food wise, there are research done and they found out what are the foods they're eating, what is the percentage of calorie they're adding, how they're adding. There is a statistical data available. And on a whole, I'm trying to compromise, condensely say, the best secret, as Magritte said, we have to eat of stomach full, and 25% from liquid food and 25% should be empty. They're also saying same thing. You should eat less. Almost they are eating 80% max, including this thing. Very much close to Magressi's concept. And they are eating the sugar very rarely, and particularly the processed sugar they are eating very rarely. And if they want to have sugar, they got going with a natural product like sugar cane or something else instead of processed sugar. And they're eating the salt very less, and they are generally eating 7 gram per day salt. In world, it's like people are taking 12 to 15 grams per day salt content. And most importantly, they are taking the variety of food, which means in that one saru, they will take different nutrients, the colorful food culture, and it should be very limited and having good protein kind of thing. However, they are taking very less. They consume the calories of 1,785. Generally, the world goes around 2,000 calories per day required to be surviving. And most of the food in the grains and this thing eat uh, at least five serving fruit. I mean, they are taking fruits, at least five type of foods in every day. And local is widely variety of foods and including, explicitly vegetables. And as well as if they are unable to keep that food limitation, they are taking the fasting uh, like twice in a week or once in a week to reduce the calorie. And the fasting could be they are taking the food around 5 calorie, I mean 500 calorie per day, which will be very minimal and very nominal kind of food culture. What they're saying, if you eat more food, it if it'll our body become lethargic and it start to wear down sooner. So eating less food is a very good habit. This exactly Magritte is also saying. And some of the food, I mean, foods which they are eating there, I listed down like tuna, carrots, bitter melon, which means bitter gourd, and cabbage, onion, soyas, all the things are peppers and potato, sweet potato, all those things they are eating. And particularly they are taking citrus fruits. And moreover, they are taking antioxidant fruits in a variety of format. They're taking green tea and jasmine tea kind of thing. And they're giving that, European guys giving similar kind of food list. People are eating in those zones. They are eating vegetable. Mostly they are taking vegetable. Less amount of fish and the dried food, all those things they are taking it. And the content is this is what Magritte also says: we can have a food in moderate quantity. You have to consume the food less than the calorie needed. A remaining calorie will come from the atmosphere, which comes from the nature, will give you eminent body. As well as when you have less food, your mind and body will be energized and doing the stuff. This is regarding food. And next thing is how they are taking the action and thoughts. As we know, the thoughts making the action, making the action make the record making the thoughts again. To put in a broader view, like if you're doing any particular job, that job you have to start from your thought process. If you want to do some say like if you're going for driving license, let's say, that starts from your thought process. Like you need to have based on need, you need to go for that driving kind of thing. You are giving thought about it and going and practicing it. That's the action. When you do the practicing, that you first initial time you will get uncontrolled steering kind of thing. When you practice regularly, that information recorded, then it will become flow. Then whenever you need driving, you can do it very nicely. It's not a problem. And that is how that action is happening. Aristotle says we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit, they're saying. If you want to be excellent in your life, you have to make some good habit as so you have to create a good habits. To understand the habits, how it's created, Magritte cleanly says whatever action you're doing, that will be recorded. From the records only, that all the information comes back and go for that. Even all the genetics and all those things. This we everyone knows. But I like to express what science says. Science says exactly similar. When you do an action, that our brain waves create a neural network. They send a signal to your brain that to form a neural network. For example, to elaborate more about it, if rain comes on the hill area, if the rain fall on the hill area, what will happen? The rain try to the water trying to find a path to go. Initially, when first time comes, it try to find a path to go. Wherever you have the depression, it will go on that line and go continuously. When it goes continuously, that will erode all the hill pots and making like a river. Even though rain stops, all become dry. It'll be as it is. When rain comes next time, it'll go by the same path. Similarly, in brain also, if you do an action, first time it will try to find out the path where to go. Based on your thought process, it will go that way. Initially, you want to put a thought process consciously to do that the direction of way you want. When it does that way continuously for some time, it become neural network. It goes like a subconscious level. So whenever you do the next that kind of circumstance comes to next time, automatically our brain will work by that pattern. This is called habit. But that habits are due to good. For habits may be distinguished into two categories. One is good habit and bad habit. That whatever habit, brain doesn't know what is good habit or bad habit. It will do the way it was practiced itself. So people are struggling to get out of the habits. Marari says human is struggling between the habit and required for the good actions. You may have thought like you have to go do good actions, but the habit will always demand you to go the same way, because the records which you made in your brain and neural network always demands to go the same way. As the rain falls in the hill and go through the river basins what they made in earlier places. So this kind of habit, to break the habit, what you have to do, we have to put a conscious effort to make that get rid of this effort and make a good habit by consciously putting your effort. It will take time, because when a bad habit is created for so long time, the depression will be very heavy and the neural network will be very heavy. To getting rid of it and putting in a new direction is not easy, but by practice, continuous, without giving up, it can be possible. That's what science says. As well as, and one more information science says, it's very interesting. To prove this, they have made a small research on it. You can see the photograph which is in the left side. It shows the unpleasant, clear image. Actually, if it is direct class, I could have asked the question by hiding this uh, photograph. I could say, what are the things you observed? If I ask that, most of the people will say less amount of observation. What is in this picture, because it's unclear. As well as, even if you see 5 minutes, if you ask how many photos there, how many pictures are there, what kind of pictures are you people cannot, how many children are there, people cannot answer quickly. It is because of the another character of the brain. They're saying the brain, actually, as per science, the brain is taking almost 20% of your energy from your body to function it, actually. Like the brain having only 2 kg in our body, out of 70 kgs, 2 kgs consuming 20% of energy is a big number. Um, which means your brain required a lot of energy to function. If you do brain action very constantly, very effectively, you will get tired easily. To avoid this kind of circumstance, what brain is doing, it records some information from the past. When you see some object, immediately take the object's small information and compare the record which you have past, and it'll give you the feeling like what you felt it, kind of thing. It is proved by this research, and they are giving the photographs to the people to show and observe the things. Immediately they hide it and come back into those things. When they practiced by seeing the photographs for a long time, when you show something, immediately they will say what they have it, because the record is recorded in the brain. Uh, so which clearly says whatever Megrisi is saying absolutely right. All the records only the making the brain to act in the particular pattern, as well as it brain will compare with the past one and the present information to past one and giving you solutions. Moreover, the brain have another habit saying like, unless computer, if you feed input, it will process according to the input. But brain has a different style of working. When the input comes, it'll give you two possibilities. Option number one, option number two. Then the two possibility will conflict each other and make you struggle to make the decisions. For example, this what this example they narrated like, if you see that the letter which is giving like purple and yellow, red kind of thing, but actually the letter is red and blue and green. If someone asked to read, see the letters to by seeing only the color, you have to say only colors. Those who don't know English, they can say easily, but those who know the English, they can't say that directly, because the brain will conflict each other. The information they're getting it, they'll getting information is a purple, but it's saying like a red. So that information will make you struggle. If someone want to read it, you can read and see yourself. That will take some time, because the brain always take that information and conflict it. You may ask, what is the use of it knowing this? Yeah. The point is, unless you know the goal of your life, you will not take decision immediately. Whenever the chances comes with the two possibilities, always we get confused, we get worried, we get a lot of negative feelings, because it gives alternative options, and you make it. So to avoid this kind of circumstance, you have to have a direction in your life. What is your ultimate goal in your life? What is the purpose of life? If you know that, every action you do, easy to take decision. If the action is towards your goal, then it will be good. And if it is not away from the goal, it will be done. It can be avoided. But by fixing that real life goal is very, very important. That should be really a good thing. If you are fixing the goal in wrong direction, every direction will be wrong. So what Maharishi says for this, no, I will go for that in a little later. And I'm saying about one more problem uh, in the mind is stress. We are getting the mind. Researcher says the stress is created hereditarily by into the human when the human are living in the caves. What they eventually when you are living in the caves, there could be a threat for the life because of the wild animal or creatures and around that they will come and make them harm. So always people will be too cautious. If some sound comes immediately, the stress level will increase and make it off. And this was when that kind of stress level comes, actually what happening in the body creates an enzyme or create a antibiotic in your body to resist that kind of circumstance. There is a research done in an interview. A guy was asked a different question than his expert area. Let's say a scientist being asked as max questions, max guys can be asked the science questions to create the stress in them. In that kind of circumstance, he got stressed. Then the blood test was taken for him. They observed that the blood cells contain antibiotics with fight for the this against your bad things. By looking that, you may think the stress will be better, but unfortunately, truth is vice versa. Because when you're getting stress in your body, it need to act or react. If nothing is there, it will take its own body as it spoils your own body. The antibiotics comes in your body. If nothing is to resist, then make it off. Unfortunately, in the real world, what we live in, we are living always with the mobile phone, all those things. There are information keep on coming to our head. Its mind is taking wrong decision on wrong directions. It makes us to stress. That stress will not be exhausted because there is no reality. So everything spoil our body. Whereas in the cave, when the people are getting stressed, which is the real stress, really the animal might have come, they might have run from the place, they might have fighted for the place, a fight or flee, they might have made it. In a real scenario, it's not happening. But the body reacts the same way which was acting ancient time and now. So that's create a body stress. For example, when you get angry, automatically the adrenaline will pump glucose in your body to get more energy to fight or flee. But when you're getting angry, we can't show it off to the boss or something. You're getting stressed. That glucose will be secreted in your body. You'll go to the diabetics kind of thing. So that's how the mind stress will create a problem to us. Yeah. But they're saying small. See, we have to live a long life. We should avoid the stress. But having a small stress, like a small extent to finish a task, that kind of stress is really good, they're saying, which means whatever the stress required for to accommodate the circumstance might be better. It's not like a fighting, like a big thing. It's like if you want to finish the work, you have to have in mind, yeah, you have to finish the work in today. That kind of pressure will make you better because it give you real energy to your body to act up. To understand this, there is another research, not research, there is a scientific paper. They're saying they're comparing the human baby with animal child kind of thing, animal. Well, in human baby, when it's born, the brain is purely no information. It's like nothing, no neural networks. But in animal born, immediately has some information already. It'll stand its own. It'll walk. Immediately goes to its mother to get feed it. All the things it'll do. But human will not do. It need a nurture from someone to take care of it. Why they are making it? The human brains are made to accommodate as per the circumstance. If you see that newborn, see the neural networks in the brain, if you see the right side, the neural newborn baby was very, very light. And when you go 1 month, it's slightly increasing. When you go to that 2 years, it will be too much increasing. When you go to adult age, it will be much increasing. They're saying up to 20 years of lifespan, the increasing of neural networks and forming the brain was very, very faster in manner. After 20 years, it becomes slow down. It's like whoever knows the engineering, they can understand like it is like elastic stage to plastic stage. Elastic stage means it's very flexible. Plastic stage means it's flexible, not that much flexible. After 20 years, the brain will be a plastic stage. So whatever habit you are making in the childhood or something, it will be stayed with you long. It's easy to adapt and adapt for the circumstance. If after 20 years, by consciously you can make it, but it automatically it won't. That's why people are not trying for best things. They will be always saying the same way, all the kind of things. Even if you go for ager, and if you're getting ager and ager, the plasticity almost getting stronger, going to the solid stage. That's why if you see elderly people, they will not do the things differently. They will do the repeat the things same way they would do, which will be comfortable without mind stress. Yeah. And one more research says people who has faced the challenges come out of the challenge that live longer than people will remain calm and doing nothing, which means some amount of work need to be done always to us in your body, which will make you active. So that's the reason I'm going to work culture now. How to do work? As I now I said like how to take your happiness, how to take your goal. Maharishi says five type of duty we have in our life. The duty for ourselves and duty for our family and duty for our circumstance, our relatives and duty for our place where we live and duty for the world. There are five moral principles there. I can split the, Maharishi says what to be done moderately, continuously. People might be wondering, there is a work and after 60 years, they will get retirement. After that, there is no work. But Maharishi doesn't mean that way. Maharishi says work, I can say, Maharishi might have said like the work will be two parts. One is work for the life, work for the to getting money and work for the life, which means the action, duty we are doing for the life to live, survive. So that kind of work Maharishi meant for here. So if you want to take in a job, you have to take your purpose of life. You have to understand the purpose of life, why you are existing in the life. So anybody, there is a purpose in the life, your existence that will be combined of all the five elements. That what you are doing, it should be helpful to you as well as your family, as well as your society, as well as your country, as well as the country, all the world. Like example, who were working, I'm saying example because I've taken the same forum. Like who were working for the Vedantri Maharshi principle, that principle, if you try to follow the principle, that will help your energy and body to be intact, and life will be in progress, and family peace will be there, and of course relative definitely peace will be there, world peace automatically comes. So that kind of job you want to choose, that kind of life motivation you want to find out, that you want to work for the life. If they're saying that for that kind of work there is no retirement until your death, you can do work. Who were taking relaxed time and taking rest and getting retirement and going and sleeping in a bed always, they live lesser than people active for a continuous life. So the very important thing in doing a work is active for the life. And this is the first one. The second part is how to do the work. The work should be done with concentration. Like you might have, everyone might have experience in your life. If you are working something which is very interest to you, you will not feel the time is running. You might have started in the morning, you don't know when the evening comes, you will come out of it. Why? Your concentration fully have attention with that. You are removed all your circumstantial disturbance from the world. You concentrate only that. That kind of thing is full concentration work. Uh, the science says that kind of people who is concentrating on working more, they're more efficient, and they're not getting any stress because the quality of product will be excellent, and they won't get any stress. Because of those stresses, the life of the possibility of living longer is very much higher. There is a comparison made for the who is concentrating and doing multitasking. Even someone says always multitasking will be good. By doing some texting mail, you will see the mobile and you will respond to the other guys. Kind of multitasking. People says women will do better multitasking, but Science says multitasking is bad in actually, because you are defocusing from something and focusing something. Even it looks like they are doing a lot of work, the efficiency will go down. There could be a mistakes happens in the multitasking. So the better option is concentrated work and single task, work for it. And now we understand the concept of concentration. Okay, if concentration, what kind of work will make you concentrate more? If you want to understand that, the basic principle is the work which demands your attention will grab you more. The work which did not demand your attention, which is lower than your capacity, let's say, that will not give you interest to you, really. Like example, a max professor want to count 1 to 10 numbers to teach a LKG student, he may not be getting interested because this is lower than his capability. So what they're saying, if you want to be concentrated on a work, you have to choose the work which is challenging for you. But at the same time, if you take some challenges which is harder than you, harder, very harder for you, you will not get bored. You will get bored up. I mean, you will not get interested. You'll come out, walk out of it. If something given like a very tough to you to read it, you will not make it up. So to come up, I mean, come out with this kind of problem, what could be the solutions? The solution work means you want to choose the work which is little uh, challenging for you, which is whatever you're doing the same way, but it will be challenging for you. The perfect example is there is a documentary called Jiro's Dream. Anybody can see that. Jiro Dreams. It is about a chef who is running a restaurant in Japan. He is making a sushi. Sushi is the food, Japanese food. They are making it. He have a restaurant with have 10 people sitting around. He is now age of 80. He daily goes to the fishing, this thing, he buy himself and bring it and cook himself and doing it. What he is doing, he trying to excellent his work every day. He's saying, I never done the best I can. I was trying to find out the top of the best recipe or what I'm making. Every day he's trying better than previous day. So, which gives him so much comfortable to do. Always there will be a challenge. Even though he won like biggest award in chef, thing, he didn't. He don't want to get money from that, but he running the business as it is. And lifelong he's working with that. His son also working with that now. The documentary says. And one more thing they're saying, a guy come to him to get a training from him, make an omelette from egg. You guys, how much time will it take to learn it? Maybe one day maximum. That guy took almost year time to get satisfied. Get appreciation from the guy Jiro, because he want to make that perfection very tiny one that way. So he says, whatever you do a better things. Always try for the better, which will give you comfortability because all the records with you, so you can do comfortably, and you have to improve the quality every day. So if you try to improve the quality every extent, the work will be enjoyable. So that's how they're saying it. And you should have a focus what to go. So when you do that, what you're doing, your best or whatever, you have to know your life goal. That's what I said. You have to decide based on your 5 duties principle. What the job which you are doing should be useful to everyone, including yourself, including making money, including healthier task. Okay. In the now we know this, how to make a concentration now. The second question comes, as per the science, they're saying in a human, the almost 60,000 thoughts are coming every day in mind. So 60,000 thoughts, how can make it, subtle? That's where our meditation comes to picture. Meditation is the one, of course, meditation has an inherent quality, and it has a big ambitions for that meditation. But the side effect, I can say, the doing side effect, the smallest benefit is minimum benefit is improve your concentration, because the meditation, when you do the meditation, you are concentrating your mind in a particular place by avoiding all the thoughts you are trying to concentrate. So that meditation will help you to improve your concentration, people says. The science also says. And it will reduce your frequency of mind from delta to gamma level. So like theta, gamma, the mind wave will be reduced. These kind of mind wave will be getting in the sleep time, of course, the delta, everybody getting this gamma waves and all in sleep time, but that's only the unconscious level. But when you do meditation, that will get in your awakening time. That will make you subtle and not to react aggressively for the nature. You will get stress free and good concentration, quality of work will be better. That will make your life better. And now the question can be asked is, okay, Mr. Muthu, you are saying this kind of stories, but I have a boring job. And naturally, my job is boring. Let's say a security guy is sitting in the gate of the bungalow, and he want to open the door when owner comes, that kind of thing. What he can make it better? How can make this better? For that, they are saying you have to add interesting part by your own way. I had a past example. When I was in childhood, I used to go buses, the city buses. There is a conductor who used to give the tickets to the guys. But generally when you go to the buses, the conductor always crying, scream for the change. If you give that 5 rupees or something, he's saying, why you are giving this much money? Where is the change? You have to bring change all the fight. But these guys do that same kind of circumstance in different manner. When you give that 5 rupees and saying like you need a ticket for 2 rupees and say, oh, you are giving 5 rupees or 2 rupees you are giving. I don't have change, guys. Can you get a two ticket instead of one ticket? Can I give you one more ticket? So that kind of conversation make that circumstance easier and funnier, and that makes interesting to the job. Even one more example they're giving in the book. They're saying there is a lift operator. Now lift can be go its own by pressing the button, it will go. But still, some of the stores having lift operator, they will put the button and wait for this. That kind of job, one person is doing always when someone enter into the lift, he's welcoming them in a smiling and flourish face, and pressing the button by asking that which floor, they're pressing the button nicely in a fabulous manner. When they're going, they'll show the gratitude to make them happy. So they're also happy, she also happy. So what they're trying to say, if you have a boring job, add a interesting spice in it to improve yourself. That will make you better. Okay. And when it goes to next, and okay, now we understand about mind, work, everything. Another one is healthier body, and exercise is the predominant one. But research found that exercise is mandatory, but is not heavy exercise not required. Instead of going to the gym and working out by squeezing the sweat and all those things, they're saying the body will develop, but at the same time, the aging process will be faster. When you do this kind of exercise, heavy exercise, aging process will be quickly done. So that's why the body getting tighten up, all the things, of course. You have to do it for some extent, but I'm not telling anything for anyone. But that says it's aging process increasing. But rather they're saying the movements, slight movements, always necessary. If you sit ideally, it will be a disaster. One more research says metabolism slow down 90% after 30 minutes of sitting, which means the body is taking the enzyme and the bad cholesterol is mobilized to the organ where it has to be burnt off to the organ. When you walk, then the organ, the enzymes will be taken to the leg and it will be burnt to give you energy for it. But if you sit 30 minutes continuously, more than 30 minutes, 90% of the enzymes mobilizing to the required body will be automatically shuts down. As less they're saying good cholesterol, which taking that the fat to the liver, that will stop. It'll by that cholesterol drops by 20%. That good segregation of good cholesterol itself will drop by 20%. How to make it? They're saying if you are having a job with the continuous sitting, every 30 minutes wake up, stand up and go 5 minutes here and there and come back and sit. So body will understand you need it. The idea behind is the body is created for us for our own purpose, own purpose actually. Whatever you need, the body has to react. So the body is have the knowledge, like if it is needed for some job, it'll do that. If you are keeping idly, it thinks like it's not necessary, it'll lose the strength. So if you are sitting ideally, things like the body is not required for him. His only brain is required. Brain will act smartly. The body will get obese. All the things will happen. So what they are trying to say, you have to utilize the body continuously and by small posture and movements that can be benefits you better. For that, we know Marari system and teaches the simplified Kundalini yoga excellently. It won't give you sweat or something, but it'll give you function on your body. I mean, it'll give you a movement on the body. It'll regulate your blood pressure and heat and oxygen flow. Everything will be regulated. Complete body will be regenerated, so it'll be fresh on this thing. This is what the research also shows from the zones what they are people are living more. They're saying movements in the body. They're giving very less kind of body posture movement, but always they are moving. They're not static. They're doing exercise, small kind of exercise without sweat and this thing. But important thing is if you want to do this kind of exercise, you have to be moderate in food as well. That's very important because this is not burning calorie. It's burning is it's spreading the energy, but it's not burning calorie. If you eat more calorie, automatically it becomes cholesterol. People might have felt Marari system by doing it. When they eat a lot, they make it obese, but they think no, it's not effective. No, it's giving you energy spread. But the body, that obesity should be reduced by controlling food. So food and exercise parallelly should be done efficiently so that our body will be intact. Uh, Yeah, we know that art of being without worry. Worry also because Sky Yoga. We are giving that introspection classes. The introspection classes are giving you moralization of desire, introspection of thought, eradication of worry, all the things. The moralization of desire means you have to know what you are desiring, what kind of things you need in your life. Based on the goal in your life, you have to decide which to be done, all those things, which can be explained in the introspection classes detailedly, but I'm giving that kind of things really helpful. Sorry, guys. Introspection of thoughts. And as we know, all thoughts comes from memory, and thoughts lead you action. So first one foremost things to be monitored or corrected in our body is thoughts. The thoughts should be introspected, and keeping a good thought, leaving the bad thoughts away from us, will always make us move in a correct direction. Another is eradication of worry. See, the only area Magrizi says eradication is a worry. What he's saying, like, if you have a problem, if you're unable to control the problem, why to worry? Because you can control it. But if you're unable to control the problem, again, why to worry? You can't control anyway. So the worry is the one is creating a lot of stress in our body, all those things. But there is no use in it. By worrying for any circumstance, there is no use. You have to think about next. If it is not controllable, you can't do anything. Just accept it. If it is controllable, why to worry about it? Simple. So the eradication of worry techniques will help us to remove the worries from our body. That will be very best option to do that. And moralization of 6 temperaments. Like we have temperaments like anger, vengeance, I know jealousy, and inferiority superiority complex. All those kind of the complexes gives us problem. So we have to moralize these temperaments by controlling them. Marari system taught that techniques very efficiently, which will help you to do that better way. And not but not least, and I know not it's not least, but of course, the adaptability and endurance, which means whatever the circumstance comes, whatever the problem comes, we have to be adaptable. Which means people might be thinking, if you come to the yoga system, Marari system, I won't get any problem. No, it's not that way, because the problems are coming to us based on our genetic center and the action we did in the past, not at present. By changing only the present, you can't change all the past problems. So problem will come. What we can do is this system is teaching you how to face them without having worry, how to eradicate them. So they saying the concentration also gives one more benefit, like it makes you to live at present. So living at present is a very big, really efficient technique, because worrying about past, what happens, you can't change anything. It'll not yield you anything. Same thing, worrying about future, which is not in your hand at the moment, worrying about future, all those things will not give you any benefit. So what you have in hand at the moment is the exact moment what you are crossing now. That is always with you. To controlling that in the right way, you can eradicate all the problems you've done in the past, You can control your future by doing good deeds. So acceptance of the reality and the response to the reality is never hand. Problem is, most of the people thinks like when you do mistakes, they will ask you, they will take the excuses. Oh, because of the circumstance I did this, and because of that circumstance I done that. It's not like that. God gives that permission to us take our own decision and own direction, not based on circumstances, based on our own mindset. This one, there is a example given in, there is a guy called Viktor Frankl. This guy is a Holocaust during German Second World War. He was Jews. He arrested by German army, and his complete family was killed. If time permits, people can read the book called "Man Searching for the Meaning." uh, he completely lost his life, and he's a doctor, and he was put in a concentration camp, and every day the food quantity is reducing. The people are killed by the armies because they have to reduce the quantity, food quantity reducing, but people also have to be reduced. Every day there will be friends will be going to the guillotine where that neck will be cut. So when he live on that conditions, he understand that he can think about the past, what he had enjoyed life, his wife and children, all those things. He had a dream about the what he can do in future, what contribution he can make to the medical society. So that kind of dream. After that, he created a concept called locotherapy. That concept is giving like releasing that problem and making that. So what I'm trying to say, any kind of circumstance, you can make it in a better way because your mind is in your control. And this figure that I'm showing here, it has a meaning. In Japan, generally, when the pot broken, it's like a clay pot, let's say. When the pot broken, they fix it with the golden, gold. The concept behind is when the pot is fixed with the gold, that will be more expensive than the original pot really we have, because lot of effort will be put to fix it, and the gold quantity is inside. The concept behind is they're trying to say whatever the problem comes, there is, see, compared to the point where don't have any problem, compared to the point you have a problem, you come out of the problem, is that guy will have more value than guy don't have a problem at all, which means the unbroken pot, the broken part and reunited part will be costlier and valuable than unbroken part. So if someone says I don't have problem in life, he may be better, but the guy who had a problem and come out of the problem is the real valuable guy, because he learned the lesson why it is. So Marari system gives you kind of idea to introspect ourselves, what to be done in our life, what is our mistake, all the things we can retrofit ourselves in a better and shapeable way. So this example I thought to give it because I felt it's very aspirational information. And yeah, it's one more thing they're trying to say. People are creating their own legacy based on the circumstance. If you go to Europe countries, you can see the castles with made by stones. It's live for 500 years, 600 years. Whereas if you go to the Japan, that castles will be made with the wood and normal brick, which can go maximum 20 years of life. Every 20 years, they will reconstruct it because they believe it. But naturally, what happens? Japan is a heavy seismic zone. It has a lot of seismic activity, so building will be destroyed immediately. The point is they are ready for any kind of unforeseen circumstance. So everything can be rebuilt. So life is the one which can enjoyably you can go through irrespective of problem what you are facing. In fact, facing the problem is part of life. So we can have a completely equipped instrument with from Vedavati Magrisi to face that. Any kind of problem comes, we can recome and reconstruct ourselves to give longer. So we have to live life without having any worry kind of thing. That's the reason I'm trying to say this example. Even if you see this photograph, this is what 2011, and Japan has a tsunami. People might have known that tsunami, see that complete ship itself come to the land area, and completely sea and the city become merge each other. There are a lot of distraction, lot of losses, but within 2 years they made like this. which means bouncing back from the problem is quicker. Um, there is a life experience which I had earlier when in 2008. There is a speaker. He came to us. He gave the motivational speak. After the speech, we came along with him to the downstairs. He had a car. The back dicky was crushed completely, and it's like a very damaged one. The lady attended the class. He asked him, "Oh, what happens, Mister? Your car is so much damaged. How you have become cool?" He said, "Yes, I took the car in the morning. Somebody came behind and banged my car. It's got broken." Oh, he thought, oh, how come you do that? After this, you come and take that funny classes today. The classes are fully fun and energies. He's saying how you can do that, but after making a major accident. Then he asked the lady, what you would do if you are in that position. He said, if I were in the position, I would have taken the leave for the day. I would have gone to home and taken 1 day rest and go for the medical and try to get some sleep thing. And after that, what you'll do? Next day, I will inquire about the insurance policy, all those things, and maybe and after that, I'll go for the repair, all those things. He said, you took 3 days to recover from the problem. I took only 10 minutes to recover from the problem. That's the difference between those. Which means always think what next. If some unfortunate circumstance happens, it happens. We can't go and worry about it. That's why the worry, eradication of worry will help us a lot. You no need to worry about it. You got to think what next to be done. See, anyhow, you have to recover. How faster you are recovering, that's create your capability of handling the stuff. Not no, last but not least, there is a sleep pattern. Uh, People says sleep is the very vital for your aging process. During sleep, the serotonin chemical in your body creates a hormone called melatonin. That will be created during dark places when you sleep. So that adequate sleep is necessary to create the melatonin hormone. That hormone also be created when you do meditation. The hormone will be segregated. That hormone keep you active, and your skin looks like glory. Even they're saying the example in the when you go for the world universal the beauty contest. The beauty girls used to sleep for 10 hours or some 15 10 to 12 hours in the previous day of the shoot, because the body will be gloomy and it will be energized. So you should have enough sleep to have your body intact. But at the same time, sleeping excessive than required will make you dull and make you this thing. So you have to have adequate sleep in your days. Try to avoid alcohol and smoking kind of thing, which will affect your sleep, and try to avoid the mobile phones when you are sleeping. That will disturb your sleeping. People are saying, and it will give you kind of un uh, you know stressful condition for your mind, keeping mobile phone near to sleep. 1 hour before sleep, 1 hour after sleep, you should not touch mobile phone. You got to think that as an aspect. When you keep the mobile phone out when you go to sleep, probably you can do meditation. It will bring your frequency very low level. Then go for sleep. It will be nice sleep. You will get it. Morning when you wake up, you go for a brush and go for a meditation. Then brain will be slowly withdrawn, and it will be effective way of living life. So not only this, as I said, habit is the major stuff in your life to make it. So you have to make a routine in your life. See, as Aristotle said, the excellence is not a act; it's a habit. So if you do 1 day, 2 day, Bhagavad concept, you come to the class, you inspired with that, you do 1 week. After that, again close it and go for the normal one. It will not yield you. So you have to put an effort to make it as a habit in your life, as a routine life. Morning to evening, you have to have a routine life. That I think. For that, time management is very important. There are tips given for the time management. Rather, day by day monitoring, it might be getting stressed. You can give monitor for the week time. It's like what are the important tasks you need to do? You want to put in a first in priority, like 5 days, 5 hours, 6 hours. I got to do weekly 6 hours. I have to do exercise. Maybe 3 hours. I have to do meditation, and kind of that book reading. You will do almost 3 hours per week kind of thing. You put schedule of that important work. One of the things I forgot it. If you want to have a brain active for the long, as I said like earlier, after 20 years, the brain becomes slower and very less flexible. But to activate the brain very better, They're saying the information give you knowledge. Always the brain will try to accommodate, so it will try to improve. So the reading is the very good habit for that. You will get knowledge as well as reading will give you brain activity better. Committing some aggressive classes and giving presentation also helpful. I felt like that because that compulsion make you to read and study and presentation skill can be improved. This definitely will help you to improve your life. And making the social life is better to kill your loneliness and be social, come along with each other, enjoy the life, go with your friends, go with your relatives and enjoy them. Don't take stresses, be love, don't hate anyone, be love everyone will make your life better. This is what I try to this thing. So the on the contents one by one, I can say little things only you have to modify. Do exercise like body movement every day, exercise, and do meditation, and do have a less food than required. Be energized and be concentrated on your work. Be mindful on what you are doing. Live at present and be friendly with everyone. So that make you better life, it give you longer life.